to cut expenditure by 300 billion shillings. Kenya's debt servicing costs are projected to jump to 1 trillion shillings by the end of the current financial year. According to an annual public debt management report, public debt will climb from 8.58 trillion shillings by June to 10.1 trillion shillings within 2 years. Lisa Minor reports on what will be a tough balancing act for William Ruto's government to develop the economy while living or conducting its affairs frugally.
According to a report by Treasury's annual debt management, projections indicate debt is estimated to hit 9.4 trillion by June 2023, with public debt expected to jump from the current 8.58 trillion to 10.1 trillion within 2 years, highlighting the need for further austerity measures for Ruto's government. The report further indicates that the country will have to deal with a rise in debt servicing costs from the current 945 billion shillings, equivalent to 49.2% of total revenue, to 1.19 trillion in June 2023. Treasury further indicates that this figure is expected to double to over 2 trillion, which will be equivalent to 64.9% of revenue. With the government currently spending 2.59 billion daily to service debt, the report indicates that it will cost 3.36 billion daily by June and July next year, which will be occasioned by public debt growing by 246.9 billion shillings, an additional 26.1% jump in the figure, which will mean that Kenya has to look for an additional 676.5 million shillings daily for its debt obligations, after growing by 17.6% from 780.6 billion shillings spent on debt service to June 2021. With Ukur Yatani promising to reduce debt as a percentage of GDP, the new Treasury CS will have to find ways to mitigate the current 7.3%, with this expected to jump to 7.4% in the next financial year, according to the report. With the current budget running on a deficit of 862.5 billion shillings, the Treasury plans to plug this local borrowing, estimated at 581.7 billion, and external debt of 280.7 billion. With the international market ever adjusting their interest rates upwards, it will be up to the government to find proper ways to mitigate what stands to be a crisis in the running of President Ruto's affairs. Lisa Minor, Look Up Business.